It's pink versus orange in this video. Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. John here, and picture the scene. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. You're running late for work and you need to jump in a car to get to work on time. Which will defrost the quickest? The 1.2 litre Fiat 500 or the 1 litre Smart ForTwo? Either which way, they're definitely going to see you arrive in the works car park, because pink or orange. It's non-scientific, this video. In the ongoing quest for content, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun and answer that age-old question that has been flying around the internet for years. Fiat or Smart? Before I fire up the mighty 1 litre Mitsubishi engine on the Smart ForTwo, there are some caveats in that this is not scientific. Nothing here is for science, it's all for entertainment purposes only, and, well, I'm on my own, so I can't necessarily start the engines at exactly the same time. I will be timing it, but Mrs. JC is sat right there. I can see her. She's having a cup of tea, and she has refused point blank to come out and feature in the video and help us. Both the cars have been stood here for the past couple of days. They're in the same level of frost. The Smart ForTwo may have a little bit of an advantage in that it is closer to the house and it has been sheltered. Let's take a look around the cars. As you can see then, both very frosty, both very stuck, both very in frost. I'm going to be using not only the blower motors, but also the heated rear screens. I know for a fact that Mrs. John Coupland's works perfectly, and as a disadvantage, mine has a couple of bars faulty, but as you can see, everything is relatively the same amount of frozen over. By the end of this video then, you will obviously know the answer to which car defrosts the quickest, a 1.2 Fiat 500 2010 plate or a 2011 plate Smart ForTwo. Comment down below now which you think is going to be the winner. The caveats are, I'm not going to do anything, so I'm not going to sit revving any engines. I'm going to turn the radios off on both. I'm going to have the heater blower fan motors all on to 4 and the heated rear screens on after 10 seconds of having the engine started. I know which I think will win, and I know which I think I want to win. But actually, I did a little poll on Twitter, and a lot of people say that this might win the race. Let's start the engines. I may have made a terrible mistake here, because I'm actually working on the fact that both of these cars will start. They have been stood here for a good couple of days. They've not moved. Let's make sure they're both unlocked. That was the boot. Let's start again. And we'll start this one first. Well, that's a good sign. I can actually get into the Smart car. Okay, here we go. Okay, 1 second. Full. 10 seconds, heated rear screen. Let's go to the Fiat. Same again with the Fiat then. Make sure it's out of gear, off, full. Heated rear screen. Let the games begin. A minute in. Well, interestingly, you can see already the heated rear screen on the Smart ForTwo is doing a good job, and it's struggling against the Fiat 500, but don't forget, it's had at least a 20-second head start. All the rear bars working there on the Fiat 500, and you can see the ones that aren't working necessarily on the 451. Now the side window on the 451 starting to clear up. How about on the Fiat? Nope, not yet. What about the windscreen? Well, we can see it's starting to break up there. The ice on the windscreen starting to crack and craze. How about the Fiat 500? Nope, that's looking pretty frozen so far. 3 minutes in, and I'm actually going to nail my colours to the mast now. I'm going to say that the orange Smart ForTwo is going to defeat the Fiat 500 by quite a significant amount. That heated rear screen starting to do some sort of job on the Fiat 500, but actually look, Look at the Smart 451, it's pretty clear already. Even Dad's arrived now to get in on the action in his Hyundai i10. We're going to get a live reaction from Dad. We're doing a little bit of a science experiment, not very scientific. I've started the smart car and the Fiat 500 at the same time to see which will defrost quicker. Which do you think?
Smart.
I think so too.
The neighbour's Citroen diesel, he was defrosting it for about 30 minutes this morning.
Yeah, I was going to do the snail van along with this as well, but I thought, well, no, people don't have a snail van. 4 minutes in and we can see that the window, driver's side window on the Fiat 500 is starting to craze. The roof defrosting a little bit, but don't forget, we've also got a glass roof on the top of the Smart here as well. Now that's pretty telling. That's looking pretty defrosted already here on the Smart 451. In fact, if I was to turn my wipers on, I think that would clear that. Why have you brought oranges for me orange Smart? Meanwhile, the Fiat 500 still struggling. 5 minutes in and that's pretty clear. That's pretty clear. We're doing okay on the driver's window here. Passenger's window on the Smart, it's becoming more clear as we go. One thing I do want to point out is the wing mirrors are nice and clean on the 500. No heated wing mirrors on the Smart. Dad's just double checking that. He thinks I'm talking nonsense, but I reckon that's got heated and that hasn't. I don't know how it's happened, but inevitably you've got involved in this test.
Yeah,
so I've got a microphone
delivery
on
service, pal.
What do you think?
What do I think? Well, it's what I said.
Yeah.
Smart car will warm up
Smart
first.
car's going to win. Now you have quite rightly pointed out the bonus that the Smart car's got in that it's closer
Don't
to
know how you can live without frosted mirrors near
the house. So that has got defrosting wing mirrors.
Yeah.
This one hasn't. The passenger side or driver's side here, pretty much defrosted.
It's not warm though, so it must have been in the shade of the house.
It's in the shade of the house. Rear window defrosted. Passenger side, if I was to put my window down, that would be okay. The only thing that is causing us a problem is that wing mirror. But the windscreen so far looking good. What do you reckon to the Fiat? I mean, there's probably ice on the inside, to be honest.
Wet on the inside, isn't it?
Yeah, the Fiat 500 quite wet on the inside as well.
Oh, mate.
Muchos condensation. I think we've established which car to grab in the morning when you're running late is the Smart 451, but we shall continue the test and see how long it takes. So I'm calling it now then. 8 minutes it's taken for the Smart 451 to defrost. Would you say that's an acceptable level of defrostation?
I'll cover my window up and I'm gone within 5.
We'll keep it going, but it looks like the Fiat has lost. So at nearly 10 minutes in, the Smart 451 is a worthy winner. But let's just check out what's going on still with the Fiat 500 because, well, there's ice inside. So, as I've said, there's all sorts of condensation and ice going on here in the Fiat 500, and the fact that we've got this ice pack here, well, not ice pack, dehumidifying pack, tells you that we know about the situation. So what's the culprit then? Yes, you've guessed it, it's this opening glass sunroof. The roof on the Smart 451 is fixed and does not open. And actually inside is nice and toasty now. But we've still got a condensation problem on the Fiat. And actually, you can see the dashboard is wet. So how am I going to fix that problem aside from taking the interior out and giving it a damn good drying out? Well, the honest answer is, I just think it's one of those things. I've spoken to lots of Fiat 500 owners who have told me they've got exactly the same problem. Frost and frozen water on the inside and condensation. Where's it coming from? Well, it's obviously coming from the roof. Unblock the drains, some of you will say. Yeah, it doesn't have sunroof drains. 13 minutes in and I'm actually now wasting petrol on the Smart 451, so I'm going to turn it off. But the Fiat is still not ready to go. It's actually going to take, in my opinion, about 15 to 20 minutes to properly get this Fiat 500 up to temperature to be able to drive it. 7 minutes, 20 minutes. It's not scientific, remember, but I think that's a big victory for the little smart car. Well, at least I've thawed my car out for the day. I knew you'd win. So with a massive victory for the Smart, what are we actually going to do about Mrs. John Coupland's car? Let's take a look at that sunroof. So at the moment, no obvious signs of water ingress here. But hang on a minute, let's come round to the passenger side and into the internal clamshell. And you can see here a significant amount of water has actually got into the inside edge of the sunroof there. And I'm genuinely at a loss with this. What do you suggest? Because the interior seats are relatively dry. There's no damp or moisture on the inside seats. You would feel it, but there is definitely water getting in here in the roof line of that sunshine roof there, dripping down, causing condensation on the front windscreen, which then causes us major drama when we want to clear the car. I'm going to have to do some more research, and maybe some clever people in the comments that have had this problem will be able to advise me what the fix is. Is it a brand new sunshine roof? Is it a brand new seal? Maybe I can put some Vaseline on the seals here. Or maybe, just maybe, that's how they is. That seal's quite dirty. Maybe that's something to look at. So actually, 27.5 minutes later, and the car is still not ready to go. 20 minutes more than the 451. Yes, it's bigger, but not that much bigger. And actually, this has got an advantage in that it's got a much bigger engine. Started off strong with the heated rear screen, clearing that ice and snow and frost really quickly. It had an advantage over the 451, which has got broken bars. But now I know, if I'm in a rush, if I'm late for work, I ain't taking the pink one, which is probably a blessing in disguise. Well, there it is then. I've actually shafted myself a little bit, because if both of us wake up late for work, well, I'm going to be lumbered with taking Mrs. JC to work. She's got a good excuse now. Remember that scientific experiment you did? It'll take far too long to warm my car up and get it defrosted. Maybe we'll take the van. If you've enjoyed this non-scientific little bit of waffle, let me know in the comments down below. What do you reckon is the cause for the water ingress on the Fiat 500? And what do you reckon to the Smart 451? Maybe it will defrost itself in 7 minutes, but would you be seen dead in one? Comment down below if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. We're growing at a rapid rate, and a bonus cameo from Dad in this video, wherever he came from. He brought me some bananas or something. Until next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Stay nice and warm. Stay safe on those wintry roads. Until next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. I mean, the van has cleared itself out. Look at the Smart next to that. Thumbs up for the snail van, I say. As ever, thank you for watching this video. Dad and I have selected a couple more videos for you that we think that you might like. They're here now. Just give them a click to watch them. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. It means a lot to us. Thank you.